Okay, can we
Jessica.
see her? Can you guys see her? Thank you, V. Perfectly on time. That's right, Toby. Okay, I can't hear or see you anymore, Cheryl. I
Oh,
heard you for a second there. I can hear you.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you. Can you guys see Cheryl?
Oh, no.
Drop in the chat and tell me if you can see. Okay, they can see you, Cheryl, so that's fine.
Okay.
Let me just get on. It might just be this. Deborah did some energy work to clear all the interface. Bless your heart. Thank you, Deborah. Mercury retrograde. Let me just go on. That's all right. I don't have to see it to believe it because it's here.
But you can hear me, right,
I
Jessica?
can I can absolutely hear you, so we are good to go.
Okay.
Deborah can see both on a split screen, and I don't appear to be super zoomed in like it was doing a couple months ago with Jess. Right, guys? Let's go. Josh, welcome. Deborah, welcome. Toby, Amanda, welcome. You guys, let me introduce you to my new friend. Some of you might know her as Angelica Pickles, Cheryl Chase. Welcome, Cheryl.
Hi. Thank you, Jessica. I'm glad to be here.
Oh my goodness,
Hi, Josh.
it is absolutely a pleasure to be able to host you and have you and get to share all about what everybody is wondering, which is your time on the Rugrats and what you're up to now, right?
Right. Well,
I know
what question do you want to dive in?
I have been just burning to know, how did you get on the Rugrats? Like, what did that process look like? How did you actually get chosen for the part of Angelica?
Well, I was working at an animation production studio, Spunko. It was for the Ren and Stimpy show. I don't know if you know that.
Oh my God, I loved Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I was working at Ren and Stimpy offices, and the boss would let me go to audition. So I went to audition for oh shoot, hold on. I got a phone call. Okay. I got the call to go audition for this pilot that Nickelodeon was doing, or Klasky Csupo, I'm sorry. That's the production company that created Rugrats, Klasky Csupo. So I went to their offices, their studio, and I saw that there was for Tommy and for Phil and Lil. And I auditioned for Tommy and Phil and Lil, and I didn't hear anything. So a year and a half went by, and another audition popped up. So I went again, and Nickelodeon bought the show from Classy Chupo. So now they had to make more episodes and make more characters. So there was Angelica and Chucky. So I tried out for Angelica, well, both actually. And I read on the character breakdown, it said, spunky little 3-year-old girl, and a little diva. She's a little devil. And I thought, okay, what am I going to sound like as a 3-year-old? So I thought, see, I'm known for doing baby voices in the movies
Okay.
back then. So I just squeezed my vocal cords to get a baby sound like this. That's a baby sound. And now for Angelica, it's a little bit looser, like this. Hey, you guys, this is Angelica Pickles. So that's the voice I gave them. And long story short, I was at a job for The Simpsons, and I was doing background voices for The Simpsons. And they told me that you have a call from your agent. So I answered the phone, and and I got Rugrats, and I was so excited. It was really thrilling. And I asked the director later on, I said, why did they choose me? What was it about me? And so they said they had a whole bunch of audition tapes from a lot of girls. And so we picked your tape and we picked another girl's tape, and we sent them to New York, where the main casting was done. And then the director said, the producer just, let's go with Cheryl. Because they both were good. They liked both of the tapes. They just went with me, and it's changed my life immeasurably. Yeah. So,
Unbelievable. And so was the character of Angelica already created, or was she created around you? Because I noticed that you kind of look like Angelica. And when I showed my sister and celebrated, like you, Caitlin, you're not going to believe who's coming on the podcast. She was like, she actually looks like Angelica.
Well, yes. I get that so much that did they design the character after you? You know, have fat cheeks, blonde hair.
I know.
No, it was already designed. The character was designed, and I looked at what she looked like, and I guess it was just meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
It absolutely was meant to be. And that voice is so iconic and so unlike any other character,
Oh,
right? And it's like so unique. It cannot be replicated. And so it is. It's just absolutely so wild. And Angelica was always like one of my favorite characters because I was the oldest sister of three. And so I had two baby sisters, and I mean, we would just pile up and watch that, and the cookies and the Reptar bars, And so I've been to Nickelodeon
oh,
Studios, I've been to Disney. And so, I mean, that was my childhood, as pretty much probably everybody that's watching here can resonate with that, right?
what did you do? Where did you go to Nickelodeon? When did you do that?
All I remember was like the Slime Studios, and it was the
Oh, that in
90s.
Florida? Was that in Florida? Yeah.
Yes, right, because Cheryl's in California, just so everybody knows. So yeah, I went to the
Yeah.
Florida one. Yep. So is there one in California as well?
Oh, yeah. We the main studio is in Burbank.
Of
So
course.
all
Okay.
the recording, all the art, all the designing, everything is done there. Yeah.
Incredible. And so their Rugrats had a series, and then they did a couple of movies, and then that was kind of it.
Yeah, it was kind of we stopped. There was a spin-off. Well, there was two spin-offs. Preschool Days with Angelica and Susie, and then they had All Grown Up, which was a little more successful. And
Okay.
that stopped. I remember it was January 31st, 2005 was the very last day of recording. Then there was a long hiatus. And in 2018 is when Nickelodeon announced, or Paramount announced, that they were doing a reboot. And what's really funny was so surreal. I was living in Ohio at the time, staying with a friend. And we were out at a restaurant, and we were sitting at the bar waiting for a table. And one of the friends said, Cheryl, what is going on with the Rugrats? And I said, I don't know. I have no idea. And no, I'm not kidding you. I looked down at my phone. I had an email from a friend and said, go check the news, because Paramount Nickelodeon just announced there's going to be a reboot, and there's going to be a movie. And it was like, oh my gosh. That was like, and then like everybody in the restaurant, because all the waiters and waitresses, they were fans of the show Rugrats, and we were all like celebrating in the restaurant. It was just it was kind of crazy. That was the timing. You couldn't have asked for a better time.
Because how long had like the series had been ended before they launched that? It wasn't super long, but it was, I remember like a period of time, and it was like the Rugrats are back.
Yeah, they started on 2018. They
Okay.
announced July of 2018, and we didn't really do the recording until 2020. And it was during the pandemic. We had to work through our homes and recording studios in our homes. I had to
Amazing.
we had to get one together in my closet, but it worked out.
How has your experience, Cheryl, of voicing for Angelica influenced your perspective on creativity and your work as a whole?
Well, actually, it funny you asked me that because I love writing children's books, and I have one coming out later this year. But the one that this was, oh gosh, in like 2021, it's called, I had a book called That's Kula Tula, and it's about a little girl with a doll. Because Angelica and Cynthia, that relationship fascinated me, how she was always with that doll, Cynthia. And
Obsessed with Cynthia, right?
yes, everyone loves Cynthia. So I thought, why don't we do a book where its tables are turned and the little doll is the bad girl and the little girl is the good girl. So in my book, little Lula, the doll, tries to get Stella Bella, the little girl, to be mischievous all around the house. Let's play in mommy's makeup. Let's play on the walls. Let's get cookies out of the cookie jar, and they break the cookie jar. And so the little doll gets her to do all that. But in the end, little Stella Bella realizes and says to, to Lula that no, mommy would not be happy with us. So she cleaned up everything. And then mommy and Tallulah and Stella Bella were playing together on the swings. And so that was my first story. My second one that's coming out in the fall is about a little bird, Chirpy Burpy, and he is a little bird that he burps instead of chirps.
I
And
love that.
yeah, and he's all about loving yourself, being yourself, and honoring your differences. Even though you don't look like other people or you act like other people, you're different. Honor yourself and accept yourself and be an example that, whatever happens, you have yourself to get through. And that's what Chirpy Burpy is about. And I hope that I can come back on your show and talk about the book more. That would be
We
really
would love that. We have a book club. We have a ton of writers in this community, and we absolutely, I'm never going to say no to collaborating with you, Cheryl Chase.
wonderful.
So how do you even social media is so powerful and it's ever changing. How do you stay relevant to continue to evolve as an artist in this ever changing entertainment landscape?
Well, to be relevant, I think you have to create your own individual content because it's
Mm,
out there. All the tools are out there for you. Of your phone and your brain to write content. To write good, uplifting content, and you can get your message out there. I want to make people laugh. That's my raison d'etre, if you want to say. But I love writing comedy. I love that. And so that's what people can do, is create their own magic.
absolutely. Absolutely. And another great question that I really was curious to have you answer for us is, what advice would you give to women, both young and old, who are pursuing their dreams in the creative industry and other fields when it feels like it's so saturated and, things have been said before?
Well, actually, it's I'm old. So I have to say to people, young and old, never, ever, ever give up. If you have a dream, if you have a story to tell, gather around your friends who are like-minded and who
Yes.
would support you, who would honor you, who would want to join you. And it kind of like, join Facebook groups. I joined a Facebook group, Women in TV, in film and television, and that is an amazing group to be a part of.
Okay.
And I get a lot of connection, and business meetings come from that. And you know, putting yourself out there, join different Facebook groups, right?
That's how we met, was in somebody else's public Facebook group. I was telling my kiddos, I think it has 60,000 people in it, right? And you had put a post out there saying, hey, I've got a new project coming out. You guys probably know me from other projects. And I was like, sign me up right now.
Yeah, I'm so glad you contacted me, Jessica.
I am too. So Cheryl, let's talk about what you're working on today. You know, Rugrats was from the 90s. We brought it back a little bit before the pandemic, but that project is over, even though it lives on in the hearts of 90s kids and our inner child for, I mean, lifetimes. It is iconic. Tell us about what you're working on now, Cheryl, as an indie writer.
Well, before I go into that, I do want to say that Rugrats has a movie in pre-production. So Rugrats dead. So there,
Okay.
yeah, there is a movie. They're making it. They're probably writing the script. They're doing a lot of things you do in pre-production. So who knows when movie.
You guys heard it here first.
It takes so long. It takes so long. This process,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And even I'm learning that as a publisher to release that control and just have grace and trust the process, right?
Yeah.
Because we want to like boom, 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 but creativity really takes its time to evolve and grow and call in those who are meant to be a part of the project.
Absolutely, absolutely. And well, see, that's why I wanted to become an indie. Well, with my book, Chirpy Burpy, I wanted to independently publish it because I would have control over the artist. I would have control. I mean, I could pick my artist. I want to design the characters, and I can decide when I want to put the book out. You don't have to be at the mercy of the publishing house.
Exactly. Exactly. And I love that you are such a visionary thought leader because that's what we are here. That's what I stand for in my business, Three Sisters Light Body Energy Work, is just supporting creative women and really meeting those goals and seeing that manifestation really unfold of what we're dreaming about, because I truly believe if you are visualizing it and you are daydreaming about it, that's because it is for you and it can come into
Yeah,
reality if you put in some effort and sacrifice some of your time or invest your money there instead of these other things that don't move the needle for us as creatives. And I find it so fulfilling to just be in my magic, to be in my work, to be writing. And I know that as a writer you probably can resonate with that as well. It's just like, that's my zone of genius. That's what I want to be doing, and all the rest of life is just figuring out how can I be in that energy, right?
exactly. Yes. So yeah, and writing, writing my show, my new project is a live action comedy web series. It's called Schmitty Circuit. It's about actually a quirky the Culpeppers, and they have this robot that comes to life from a botched mattress, and, and the robot, his name is Schmitty, and he is well, my character Cheryl Culpepper is a washed up 90s cartoon star, and she's telemarketing. She's taking care of her 90-year-old bedridden boozy mom, and I'm doing the voice of the mother, the 90-year-old mother. This is Martha Culpepper, and I love my daughter, but boy, does she change a mean diaper. She, she's bedridden, and so you never see Martha in the show. You only hear her through a baby monitor.
Oh my goodness,
So
how fun.
yes,
And you wrote this.
no,
And
I wrote it, yes. And there's other characters. Um, Calvin Culpepper, my brother, is played by Chris Bartlett. He's on the Star Wars TV franchises, on Mandalorian and Boba Fett and all the Star Wars TV shows where he plays robots. He wears the costume, the droid costumes, and he's like the robot for George Lucas. He also designing the Schmitty costume that my friend Leilani Shu will be wearing. She is a little person, and so she's going to wear the Schmitty costume while we shoot the show, and then I will be doing Schmitty's voice in after the fact to put his voice to the robot. But
Okay.
it's very heartwarming. It's very wacky, crazy, and I think people are gonna like it. You know?
I do. And I actually had an aunt who is passed on now, but she got to meet George Lucas through
Oh,
Make-A-Wish Foundation. And so that is so incredible. I mean, who hasn't heard of Star Wars,
I
right?
know.
And so this is not a small project. And when we were talking, we were really wanting to get this out there because people can be a part of this, right? There are some
Yeah,
opportunities with your Kickstarter right now where this is actually being crowdfunded to launch this show. And if you guys are like loving this conversation, after the show, I'm going to attach the link so that you can check this out. There's all different ways to get involved. I was looking at it the other day, and one of which is actually that you can come out to California. Am I saying that right? And have like dinner with you, Cheryl?
oh yes, there's many rewards that we have that, well, there's virtual rewards. Like if you don't live in California, you can participate in Zoom meetings with cast.
Okay.
You be involved in production meetings, walk, be a part of the production meeting. The table reads when the actors get around and read the script together and act it out. You can be a part of that. And yeah, I'm offering lunch with me, or we can have dinner with me and Chris Bartlett, the Star Wars guy, and Leilani Shu. We can have dinner together. There's also where you can walk the red carpet at our LA premiere, and that's a fun one.
That
And
is so fun.
another one is where I would write you a special part where you act in Schmitty's Circuit. I would write it for you. So there's some really fun
So
rewards.
fun.
Yeah.
Incredible opportunities there. And even, as if you're a visionary, getting to network with these people, getting to collaborate potentially with these people is huge, right? It's all about who you know in
All,
this industry.
all who you know. Yes.
Absolutely. And so, this is an incredible opportunity for the artists, the podcasters in my community to really get to collaborate with some pretty big names that, everybody has heard of Rugrats. Everyone has heard of Star Wars, and it's right here. Like, incredible.
Yes.
Christine says these all sound so much fun.
Oh,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you could join us. Is there anything else that you want to share with us, Cheryl?
well, just I hope that when Schmitty Circuit hits the airwaves, that people watch it and they enjoy it. And we're doing we're shooting the first season in the end of May, early June. And then second season, we're going to shoot that in the fall. So there's 2 seasons of Schmitty Circuit that's going to be coming out.
Okay, that's exciting that you guys do it boom, boom like that. And then you get a little bit of a break and get to see it all unfold.
Yes. So keep keep updated, and we'll keep in touch, Rachel. I mean Rachel, sorry. That was my other podcast. Sorry, I was doing so many podcasts this month. But
I know you
Jessica,
have. I'm so grateful that you were able to find space for us. You guys, this replay is going to be available on YouTube and Spotify and Anchor. I am so honored that Cheryl could come on and just share about this project with us and her past work. And we are going to be talking about some future collabs to talk about her book and maybe even Schmitty's Circuit later. We've got some questions coming in.
yeah.
So Christine McPeak asks, where can we watch the show for Schmitty's Circuit? Cheryl, where's that going to air? Do we know yet?
I think, but my business partner, she's my producing partner. She's all the business. She's going to be taking care of that. It's going to be streamed.
Okay.
We'll be streaming it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you are in Work Your Light, if you are in Jessica's book club, I am going to be keeping you updated with that stuff. And also I'm going to be sharing the link after this live in the comment section of this so that you can go ahead and go in You can check out all those opportunities to donate to the Kickstarter, and see which one of those sounds like a great fit for you. If you want to come and meet Cheryl or be a part of all that casting stuff that is available to you for being part of this community. And Cheryl, again, I just want to say thank you. And we will keep you updated, you guys, on any future stuff with Schmitty Circuit and Cheryl's work and her books. And I'm looking forward to a lasting relationship, Cheryl.
Oh, yeah, me too, Jessica. In fact, after we show, I'll have more to talk about. So you want to have me on again where I can tell more information and
Absolutely. We are just getting the party started. Everybody is so excited in the comment section. They are dropping fire. They are excited.
Yay.
We are here to support you, Cheryl. You made our childhoods tolerable, and we are generational curse breakers and cycle breakers here, and we want to support you now. It's time to show up for you and get Schmitty Circuit out there.
Aw.
So thank you so much, Cheryl, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
You guys have an amazing weekend, you guys, and I will chat with you soon.
Bye.